Welcome, everyone, to the very first main event monologue. I am your host, main event Jason Axe. Welcome to the show. I am flying solo this week. Typically on this show, it would be Brainwreck Live with myself and the man Kevin Graham. However, he is off gallivanting in Europe, seeing all the sights, drinking all the Guinness. Apparently, he is shut down pubs, from what I understand, and he has filled up his cart full of convenience store goodies from across the pond. I don't know. These are the texts I've been getting. He's having a wonderful time experiencing life, living it out there. But that leaves me to be here by myself. And I'm the type of person that, like, I need this show. Okay. Like, this is like a therapy session for me every week, and we weren't here last week and we weren't here previous week, so I thought I would take it upon myself to do a solo show, first ever solo show, the main event monologue with main event Jason X. And boy, I've got a lot to talk about because we just experienced over the weekend Money in the Bank, and then we had a historic Raw, and then there was that AAA show. Spoiler, I didn't watch that, but like I've heard a lot. I've seen clips. I've got an opinion. Mr. Iguana, everybody. Like, to the moon. Book him to the moon. Like, what are we doing? He's already selling merch. You know, that's all you need. You need to get over with the kids, get the parents to buy your gimmicks, paint your head green, have a puppet. The Muppets are dead, so like there's room for Mr. Iguana now. So I'm going to get into all that here. So I don't know if I'm going to go the full hour that we typically do because I am doing a solo show. I guess it kind of depends on the participation. We're doing something new over on the side here. Over here, you can see your comments live, and I will respond to those comments as long as they're appropriate, and I don't have to block you. You know, it's not being an asshole, you know, on the show or whatever. But we've got a lot to get into, especially with this Money in the Bank show. Now, I was reading a lot of reviews on the show, a lot of people talking about the show, and so many people had a lot of positive things to say about the Money in the Bank show. And if I'm going to be honest with everybody here, like, it was a fucking horrible show. It was a piece of shit show. It was garbage. It was a garbage show. And the only thing that they gave you was the return of R-Truth, Ron Killings. And even that, it's like they couldn't even let the fans have that. Trips had to come out and say, well, you know, we got you. We got one up on you. Like, come on, bro. Like, what are you doing? Like, don't take it away from the people. The people were the reason the man got his job back. And the first thing you want to do is you want to pull the rug out from everybody. And I understand, like, you don't want to set the precedent of, like, you know, you're going to make a bunch of noise. We're going to go do what you want. But at the end of the day, it's like, who you trying to kid? Like, it's beyond the work at this point. So that the only good part of the show they had to fuck with and ruin it. But overall, like, I sat there watching Money in the Bank, and I watched start to finish through all the goddamn commercial breaks and everything, and I'm just like, good Lord, this is a piece of garbage show. Like, I can't, like, I'm gonna watch it because I get to talk about it, and you know, I'm watching it with the boy who's big into the Jey Uso, as we've documented on Brainwreck Live. So he was all about it. And so he was waiting for the main event. But boy, we had to sit through a lot of bullshit to get there. And so I think the first thing I want to talk about is, oh, hello. Thanks for coming on. First thing I want to talk about is the ridiculous amount of sponsorships that are going on with the WWE right now, and particularly Money in the Bank, because it's one thing. Okay. I actually kind of dig the canvas having sponsorships on there. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. How are you? You know, this is going to be a conversational show with the audience, flying solo here tonight. I kind of dig the sponsorship. Like, it makes it more legitimate. Like, you look at UFC, you look at any other, professional sports, and the sponsorships, I mean, depending on the spot, like, I don't want to see Real American Beer on there ever. But, they went with a classic. You got Slim Jim sponsoring. It felt like it was almost like a Halloween Havoc situation going on. So, like, I was here for that. But then it got silly. And I saw the other day that they put the Slim Jim logo on a table. And that's absurd. That's crazy. And then with the Money in the Bank, they had the Fireball ladder. And I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And my first thought was, if someone gets hurt, like legitimately hurt, using the Fireball ladder, do they have a case to sue Fireball? I don't know. They are sponsoring that piece of equipment. And if they get hurt on that piece of equipment, are they liable? Like, that's something they should actually fucking think about. Because I would. Like, if I got hurt on that ladder, I'd be like, hey, I'm going after that Fireball money. I'm going after that WWE, that TKO money. And I'm going after that Fireball money. So I thought it was absurd that they're sponsoring gimmicks now. It's crazy. But the thing that like also really stuck out to me is that not only was it, a Fireball whiskey, they had another whiskey. What was it? Wheatley's vodka and Seagram. They had 3 alcohol sponsors on this show. And I don't know if you know this, they're still aiming their programming at kids. They're still like, the people like Jey Uso coming out for his yeet entrance is grabbing a kid and yeeting with him every single time. And in the background, you've got goddamn Wheatley's vodka. Like, what are we doing? I was half expecting when John Cena and Logan Paul come out, I was like, is Joe Camel going to come out with them? Like, what are we doing? The Marlboro Man? Like, I thought this was a show for kids. It's nuts. Like, I get like TKO is going to try to get every dollar they can, but you can't, like, pick a lane. Are you a family-friendly program or are you not? Like, are we in the Attitude Era or are we not? Because you're sending mixed signals. Because I was watching it with my son and he's like, what's that? And I'm like, oh, it's like an adult beverage. And then he's like, what's Fireball? I'm like, oh, it's another adult beverage. And then the Seagram, and I'm like, God damn it, guys. Like, why do I have to have these conversations? Like, can't we get another? Like, Snickers is great. I mean, it'll give you diabetes, but like, at least the kid can have one if he wants one on Halloween. But I don't want my kid to be like, oh, I gotta go get, they had the Fireball ladder. I gotta go get myself a, gonna get myself a whiskey ginger or whatever the fuck. Like, let's not do that. So I was pretty irritated by the sponsorship, and it doesn't seem like it's slowing down anytime soon, but it's only going to take one incident. It's going to take one time where somebody gets a splinter from the Slim Jim table, and then Slim Jim's like, hey, I don't, snap into a Slim Jim, but not the goddamn table, So moving on with the show opened up with the women's Money in the Bank match, which had, and I've got my notes over here. We had Naomi, Rhea, Roxanne Perez, Jillia. I don't know. I'm not familiar. Like, at this point, I kind of consider myself a casual, even though I've been in the business for over 15 years. But like, I don't know everybody's name. Okay, I can't keep up with this shit. Stephanie Vaquer, Alexa Bliss, And to start it off, like, it was an okay match. There was a few spots where I'm just like, what is happening? Like, why are we burying Rhea under a pile of ladders and she's staying down for 15 minutes? It was absurd. It was absolutely absurd. It's like, okay, like, you bury her under the fucking ladder, like, 3 minutes tops. Okay, maybe she gets tangled up a little bit, but she was down there forever. And I understand, like, they're building her up like she's goddamn Goldberg to in the women's division where she can't be touched, and they're protecting the shit out of her, which is fine. But, like, do something else. Like, she can take a spot, okay? Like, she can take I don't want anybody taking any crazy bumps. Like, listen, like, protect yourself, protect your brain, protect your livelihood. Like, I don't want anybody getting hurt. But you can do better than doing a goddamn. Remember when that motherfucker pulled down the whole fucking thing of ladders that was built up on the stage? Why didn't we do that? Why didn't we do it? Why didn't we pull the ripcord and have all the ladders fall down from the stage? I don't remember when that happened, but it's in my memory. So that was absurd. And this match started a theme that was in the women's and the men's Money in the Bank match, which was, boy, we're going to climb the ladder and we're going to fucking wait 15 minutes till whoever the fuck is supposed to show up to do a spot. Because goddamn, there were a bunch of people just hanging out on top of the ladder. And I'm just like, guys, like, what's with the timing? Like, I understand, like, you want to do a cool spot or whatever, but, like, the concept of the match is to climb the ladder and grab the thing at the top. When somebody is standing at the top and can easily grab the motherfucking thing, but they're not because something is supposed to happen and somebody's late for their fucking spot, can somebody improvise? Can we get somebody up there to cut them off just for a second? Just for a minute? And they can kick them off or whatever the fuck, and then the spot can happen. But holy shit. Well, Alexa Bliss was up there looking like a fucking idiot, just waiting. I think Rhea was up there just fucking waiting. Like, god damn it, guys. Like, come on. Let's get with the timing a little bit. That, or, I don't know, let's do some less intricate shit. Because you can do all this crazy shit off a ladder, but you know what works just as well? A kick to the face. Kick to the face works great. Just as well. Just as interesting. But goddamn, I was just like, man, there's a lot of people just waiting. Just waiting. And the other thing that was very apparent to me is, boy, the lack of house shows and the lack of in-ring time that everybody's getting to prepare for these PLEs is evident as shit. Because everybody wants to try new things, and I applaud everybody. Like, get creative out there. Like, let's see some new shit. But they have no time to actually practice this shit. So there was a spot where they were trying to sandwich Rhea in between the ladder, and I forget who the fuck was trying to do it, but it was not working. And it not only was it not working, but it was like taking forever too. So I'm watching this. I'm just like, guys, it's move on. Not only is it not working, but when you did actually pull it off, it looked like shit. It looked like shit and it didn't work. So that could have been something that, like, you know, in fucking Tahoma, can we work that out? Can we do like a mock ladder match in fucking Boise so that we can work some of these spots out? But as far as the match goes for the finish, you know, you had Naomi going over, which was great. I think that was the right move, the right call. I think it's going to set up perfect for when, you know, what I'm saying is I think Jade is going to win the title, and then you're going to have a cash in with Naomi stealing it from her, which is going to further that feud, which is going to be awesome. I think that'll be great if that's the way that it plays out. But, you know, you start the show off with some heat. So, you know, Naomi being a heel, going over, Like, okay, all right, interesting. We're starting it off with a little bit of heat. And then we kind of get like not necessarily an impromptu match, but it was a match that was made earlier in the day over on that goddamn AAA show with Mr. Iguana. It's the only thing I know. Where you had Dominic going on defending the Intercontinental title against Octagon Jr., which I thought was a great match and a much needed match for Dominic because he hasn't really defended the Intercontinental title since winning it at Mania, and he really needed a big win, especially because he's been the catalyst to a lot of the losses for not only the Judgment Day, but like, they've been doing these goddamn multi-man matches like it's going out of style, and he's not picked up a victory since Mania. So to have him go out there, put on a good match, get a solid win, defending the title, and you're putting some shine on your AAA talent. I thought that was a win-win overall. But then when you look at it on paper, you're like, man, okay, well, we had Naomi going over in the opener, and we got Dominic retaining the title. Okay, all right, well, that's two heels going over. It's like, all right, man, we're starting the show off with some heat, So the next match, which had Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria, Bird Hug. This was the match. I've been very critical about this angle. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't care about it. And the match was okay. It didn't wow me in any way. There wasn't anything where I'm just like, man, it went on for way too long. That was one of the biggest problems, is they gave them a lot of time, and for a match that I didn't really care about to begin with, and then it went on for that much longer. I was like, geez, like, man, let's wrap it up. Come on. Like, let's go do anything else. Can we go do anything else? And again, with the finish, you had Becky going over, defeating Lyra for the women's Intercontinental title. They tried to do the gimmick where she grabbed the tights. There was not a fucking camera angle to be found to show that she grabbed the tights. So it looked like a clean pin. And when they went and did the replay, it looked like a clean pin again. So if she was trying to get heat by grabbing the tights, they missed that shot. And that's something, WWE production, ever since they went to Netflix, like, there was a time period right before they went to Netflix where they were making cinema. WWE production was off the chain. They were doing oneers. They were doing all these fucking awesome cinematic angles, getting low angles with people in the background, doing some forced perspective, and then doing some rack focusing too. It's like, God damn, you guys nailed it. And it's like they got the Netflix contract, and they're like, well, fuck, we don't need to try anymore. We got this drone doing drone shit. And it's like, that's great, but like, can we do the oneers again? Because like, those were sick and those were cool. Not happening. Don't know what's going on. And this was definitely a pivotal thing that needed to be captured and absolutely was missed. And so they did the deal where afterwards, Becky, I guess there was a deal where Lyra was going to raise her hand if she won. And so they did the thing where Becky told her she's got to do all four sides and then put the belt on. And that was the final straw. And then she hit her with a German. And it's like, this is the part that bugs the shit out of me, is that they just did a 20-minute match of move exchange, kicking out of everybody's shit, all that kind of stuff. Roll up pin. and then a German suplex is supposed to knock her out. It's like she hit like 4 earlier. It's not just because the match is over doesn't mean that the fucking German you hit 3 other times in the match hurts more now. All of a sudden, it's bullshit. Like, you got to do something better. You got to come up with something more devious. And I know she's babyface, and that's not the thing. But if you're gonna lay her out, fucking lay her out. Like, hit her with the belt. Do something. Because just a German is like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And for those of you keeping track, women's Money in the Bank, heel went over. Intercontinental title match, heel went over. Women's Intercontinental title match, heel went over. I'm like, God damn it, is Vince back? Is Vinnie Mac back? Because we're just getting booked heat. We're just getting heat. It's like, fuck me, dude. And at this point, I'm livid. I'm just like, this show sucks. This show is garbage. Like, I'm sitting through all this bullshit. Everybody's just waiting on ladders. There's no heat. There's all we're getting is heat finishes. And then we get to the men's Money in the Bank match, which you got Seth Rollins, LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, Andrade, and Penta, and El Grande Americano. And we need to talk about Chad motherfucking Gable. Holy shit. This dude deserves to be in every Hall of Fame. Every Hall of Fame that's ever existed for professional wrestling, for amateur wrestling, whatever the case, he is the fucking man. For him, 2 weeks ago on Raw, to almost be paralyzed by Penta, and then to go out there at the Worlds Collide and fucking put on the performance he did, and then to go across the street and do a goddamn Money in the Bank match. Unfucking real, this dude. Besides that, this match sucked. It was horrible. It was terrible. The best part of this fucking match was when I think it was El Grande accidentally dropped the ladder right on Andrade's balls. That was the best part of the whole fucking show by a country mile. Hey, Zach, I'm doing well. How are you doing, sir? Good to see you. Thanks for coming. I'm just bitching about Money in the Bank. So if you got an opinion, please put it in the chat. Would love to hear if you agree or disagree with what I have to say. This match, again, a lot of dudes just standing on ladders, waiting for spots. And there was a cool spot that was supposed to happen, but fucking LA Knight cannot do a goddamn slingshot to save his fucking life. Put your fucking knees together, brother. Put your knees. Listen, you get the guy in the slingshot, you put your knees together, which is what creates the teeter-totter effect so that he can be launched and then do the spot, but you have your goddamn knees open, and so there's no fucking slingshot, dude. There's nothing. There's nothing there. So goddamn Chad Gable, El Grande Americano, has to do his own goddamn crunch, gets no help from LA Knight. He has to jump up over a fucking ring post onto a ladder and then do the spot to save the match. And it was a hell of a spot, but god damn it, guys. You're making it harder on yourself. Like, and I know LA Knight's not the greatest. I know he's over as fuck, but like, listen, he's like the Walmart of wrestlers. Like, is he a wrestler? Sure. Does he get the job done? Sometimes. Is he going to break down halfway through the thing you're going to do? Probably. But you get what you pay for. So this was the point in the show where I kind of I lost hope on the show because a bunch of dudes just hanging out, waiting on ladders for spots. Probably the best spot was you got the Mexican Destroyer on the ladder. But it's like, for the WWE audience, great. I mean, you go over to AEW, they've done that 37 times on 37 ladders, and it doesn't mean shit to anybody anymore anyway. So, like, what the fuck are we doing there? And I'm just watching this thing, and fucking Seth Rollins goes over, which I guess, like, I don't think that's the right move. Be perfectly honest. Like, Seth doesn't need it. He, I much rather would have seen either. I mean, I'm not a big fan of LA Knight, but like that would have been cool to see. Penta would have been great to see. Um, Seth doesn't need it though. He doesn't need it. He's got the cool heel group. It's and we're gonna get into what happened on Raw, but he doesn't need it. It could have elevated somebody else. And the other thing that happened in that match, which was probably the best thing on the show, was you finally got the turn of Jacob Fatu turning on Solo Sikoa. And I just want to give props to Solo Sikoa. How far has he come? Miles. He has come miles from when he debuted as kind of the tough guy. He's not the tough guy. Like, him doing his like kind of like shitty geeky character is way better. It's the best thing he's done. Like, I'm a big fan of the current Solo Sikoa, and you're seeing more personality out of him, which is awesome. Was not happy that they just jobbed Jeff Cobb out. Like, they just beat him down like a bitch. He didn't do anything. It's like they've killed this guy already. Can't, like, fucked that up tremendously already. It's kind of unbelievable. It's like a new record. And then, but Jacob Fatu turning on Solo Sikoa, going full babyface, putting him through the gimmick wood ladder. And it's so funny because, like, my 9-year-old son, he's watching it, and he goes, "Why has that ladder got splinters?" I'm like, "That's a wood ladder, son." He's like, "Why?" I go, "So somebody can go through it. It's a bunch of horse shit." I was half expecting the fireball ladder to be the gimmick ladder, but then I'm like, no, they're not gonna do that to the sponsor. But I didn't think Jacob Fatu got as big of reactions he should have for turning, which concerns me, because I don't want people to fuck this up. Because, like, he's the man. Like, Jacob Fatu is the man, and I'm really looking forward to his, when he does go on a full tear as a babyface. It's gonna be awesome. But it didn't get as big a reaction as I was hoping, but it was still probably one of the best things on the show. So now we've got men's Money in the Bank, Seth Rollins. Another fucking heel went over. It's a whole show of heat. And I'm exhausted at this point. I'm like, I don't even care. I don't care what's happening in the main event. Like, fuck it. Put goddamn Cena and Logan Paul over. Who gives a shit? Like, if I paid good money to go to this show, I would have been furious. I mean, like, this is horse shit. You couldn't give us anything. Like, you couldn't give us, like, I don't understand why Becky Lynch had to win that title. Like, it makes no sense other than she wanted to, and she's going to do what she wants to do, I'm sure. But, like, she didn't need to. She doesn't need the fucking belt. Like, a win for Lyra would have been so much bigger and so much better for business than Becky. Who the fuck am I, right? And it's main event time. Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, John Cena, Logan Paul. And the boy, my son, he likes Jey Uso, but he's also a big fan of Prime. And I did explain to him, I'm like, Logan Paul's not a good person. So, like, we don't, like, I'm not buying you Prime because I'm not supporting that motherfucker in any way, shape, or form. And after explaining to him who Logan Paul is. He didn't like Prime anymore either. So, like, folks, don't buy Prime. Don't support that asshole. Vote with your dollars. Across the board with everything. Like, I don't go to Chick-fil-A no more. Fuck them. I don't buy Prime. Like, vote with your dollars. That's the only way that anything's actually going to change. And this was a real interesting match in the sense that, like, it really was a setup for what was going to happen on Raw. Yeah, and the Blakely K in the chat, yeah, he understood after we told him, Logan Paul's a piece of shit. So, like, doesn't matter. It really was to set up what happened with Raw with Gunther and Jay, and it was supposed to be, Cody getting his win back, getting that pin over John, probably setting up that future rematch. But boy, when the return of R-Truth, Ron Killings, came, and I don't understand the mask thing. Like, if you're going to run into the ring and you're wearing a hood and a mask and that sort of thing, why do you reveal yourself other than for the pop? It's like it makes no logical sense, because if you were really trying to conceal your identity, you wouldn't fucking unmask. Like, it would be a mystery. And if you didn't care, why the fuck were you masked in the first place? Like, if I'm a security guard and I see a masked motherfucker charge the ring, like, I'm tackling that dude if I'm doing my job right anyway. But if I see R-Truth hit the ring, I'm like, oh, he works here. Or he did. And, like, if I don't know any better as a security guard, I'd be like, oh yeah, he's one of the boys. But, like, a dude in a dude in a ski mask and a hoodie, I'm like, well, fuck, like that's that's grounds for ejection. But wrestling isn't logical. So a masked figure hits the ring, takes out John Cena, reveals to be R-Truth, which was a huge surprise considering he just got fired. The massive outcry, they brought him back, could not be ignored. Was the only good, babyface win on the show, send the people home happy. But even so, it's like, if I'm Cody, I'm like, well, fuck me, dude. Like, I just had like one of the worst matches in WrestleMania history, and I dropped the belt to John Cena, and my big win over him is overshadowed by a guy who was fired and brought back just because the people wanted to, and not for nothing, but like he was mostly a comedy act. So if I'm Cody, I'm like standing there with my dick in my hand. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I didn't get any of my heat back, like, at all. So hopefully they've got something lined up for Cody where it actually makes sense for him to chase Cena, other than, the guy who's eating cannolis to the point where it looked like he was doing cocaine helped him win. Like, I don't know. So overall, this show fucking sucked. It was a garbage show. And I saw a lot of reviews online of some people that were just like, it was a great show. I'm just like, did we watch the same fucking program? Did we watch the same show? Because I saw a show that very easily could have been booked by Vince McMahon in the late 2000s. Happened right in front of my eyes. And it's like, this product is cooling off dramatically. Like, it went from being white hot to now I'm just like, man, like, I might have to tap out here soon, because this is bullshit. This is bullshit. And a lot of it had to do with the booking, but a lot of it also had to do with the sloppiness of the in-ring performances. And it's not their fault. They're not getting their reps in. Like, there's no house shows anymore. There's no place for them to work this shit out. So unless they're going to the performance center or they're getting, like the fucking half an hour before the show starts in the ring because they got to share the ring with everybody. It's like, fuck, like you need repetition. You need that constant work to be crisp and to be tight. And it's just not happening. And it's becoming very, very, very apparent. And that brings me to this last edition of Monday Night Raw, which saw some King and Queen of the Ring qualifying matches take place, which I thought was cool. Although they're doing it in these fucking multi-man matches, just like they did with the Money in the Bank. And it's like, I feel like the booking is being done by a middle school kid who's got all the matches available to him. And he's just like, oh, we're going to do all these 4-ways and triple threat matches and all this shit. And it's like, 1's great. 2's a lot. 4, what the fuck are we doing? Like, it is way too many multi-man matches. It doesn't mean anything. Like, look at Penta. He was in a Money in the Bank qualifying match. He was in the fucking King of the Ring match. He was in a triple threat match, and then he was in a 4-way match. And it's like, it doesn't mean shit. It means nothing. Like, we need one-on-one contests so that these matches actually start meaning something. And I understand you want to get as many people on the show as possible so that, more people get a payday, and I'm totally for that. But these multi-man matches are death. They suck. And it just leads to more sloppy shit in the ring. The women's match. You had Liv, Kairi Sane, you had Roxanne and Rhea for the women's Queen of the Ring qualifier match. Cool story with the Judgment Day. I'm kind of digging it. We're going to see where it goes. I think eventually somebody is going to leave, but it's not going to be who you think it is. So very, very interesting to see how that's going to play out. But the storytelling was good in the match, and the finish was good for the storytelling. But there were spots in this match where, like, people are lost. People are lost, and people are waiting for spots. And it was a lot of... There was one spot in particular, and I'm trying to remember exactly what it was, where I think it was Roxanne who was just standing there waiting for Rhea to finish hitting whatever she was hitting on someone, looking like a fucking goon so that she could run up and then get hit and it's like, God, drives me nuts, drives me crazy. Because it takes me out of the whole fucking experience. Like, if we're going to do this fucking, like, is this bullshit or not? Is this real or not? Are we pretending or are we not? Like, if I see someone coming in and this is a legitimate motherfucking fight and I have an opportunity to take out somebody, like, I'm going to swing. And the fact that you're standing there waiting for something to be done so that you can come in and then get your ass beat, it's like, this sucks. This is horrible. But like I said, like, the finish was good. I like that Roxanne's going over, continues that story with the Judgment Day. So I was fine with that. The men's match, where you had Dominic, you had Braun, you had Sammy, and you had Penta. There was this match. Whatever the fuck Sammy and Dom were trying to do with that Three Amigo spot, cancel it. It didn't work. But they would not fucking give up on it. And I'm screaming at the TV. I'm like, guys, move the fuck on. And you could tell like Sammy was screaming at Dom, like, this is not working. Like, fuck it. Let's move on. But they were gonna do their spot, hell or high water. Holy shit. I'm just like, it's not working, guys. Just move on. And the thing that they did eventually move on from was when Dom tried to do the roll up pin, the same pin that Roxanne stole the victory from. And the fucking ref, I don't understand. Like, it's a work, brother. Like, the shoulders don't have to be completely down. We know this ain't the finish. But the ref was checking them fucking shoulders like his life depended on it and ruined the fucking spot. Like, just start pinning. Just start counting. Like, who the fuck cares? Like, half these fucking refs, they missed the 3 count when it was legit. So, what are we doing? You blew the spot. But you had Sammy go over, which I think is cool. He needs something to do. I'm hoping for a heel turn soon. You know, you carrying Cross in his ear, telling him to be a devious person, and carrying Cross getting over like a motherfucker. So like, hopefully Sammy listens, and he needs something else to do. He needs to learn a new hold. This ain't working for him. He's got nothing on the horizon. But now, moving on to the King of the Ring, you know, he might have to get a little devious to take home the crown. And a Sammy versus Gunther at SummerSlam sounds pretty good to me. You know, they put on a hell of a performance before, so I'd be all right with that. I'd be okay with that. And you know, so I guess spoilers for the main event. You've got Gunther versus Jey Uso for the heavyweight title, and the whole story has been Jey has completely worn himself thin, you know, fighting other people's battles for them, going nonstop, not resting, not taking himself into consideration. And this was one of those things where, you know, like I said, my 9-year-old son, big Jey Uso fan, I kind of knew this was coming. So I'm trying to soften the blow for when it does happen, because he's 9, man. Like, when you're 9 years old and your favorite wrestler loses, it's tough. But when your favorite wrestler is the champion and they lose, it's devastating. Like, I remember I was about that age. My favorite wrestler, Shawn Michaels, won the Iron Man match against Bret Hart. And I remember being 9 years old, right around that age. And they did an Iron Man match, an hour-long match. And for a little kid to sit there through a 1-hour match and be hooked and be watching and not being bored and being on the edge of my seat the entire time. First off, hats off to Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. Unfucking believable performance. Still holds up to this day. But then to be a fan of Shawn Michaels and to see him drop the strap to Psycho Sid at the Rumble, I believe it was the Rumble, was devastating. You know, it was like, how can that be? You know, my world is being turned upside down. So like, I understand, you know, the emotional connection, all that stuff. So I'm prepping the boy. I'm like, well, you know, like, Jay looks hurt. You know, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know. You know, he's been running himself ragged. He doesn't look, you know, not looking healthy. And then I even said, you know, and Seth is there with the briefcase now. So even if he does win, he's going to be hurt and he can be cashed in. So trying to soften the blow as much as I can for him. But still, as far as the performance goes, hell of a match. I thought this was a tremendous match. Gunther's unbelievable. He's unbelievable for honestly, as few moves as he does. I mean, he does a chop, he does the big drop kick, he does the power bomb, and he does the choke. That's it. Like, he doesn't do much fucking anything else. He is unfucking believably great at what he does. And not only that, he's a hell of a promo. And I think that's really what did Jay in with his title run is Jay fucking struggled on the mic every single week. And I honestly think if he could have brought it in, if he could have got it in and really hit some promo skills, he'd still be champ. But when he forgot his lines and when he struggles and stammers and doesn't know what the fuck to say as the babyface champ, like, you can't do anything with that. Like, you can't do anything with that. And that makes me think it was the right call. It was absolutely the right call to put the title back on Gunther. He's a stronger champion. He's a stronger promo. He's a better in-ring performer. And that's not to say that like it's not going to happen again for Jay, because it definitely will. You look at like CM Punk's first title run where he cashed in Money in the Bank and won the title. Like, it was a bullshit run. He was a bullshit champion, transitional champion, and everyone thought, well, he got it, so that's great. But then he goes on to win it again and again and again, and now everyone thinks he's the greatest. I can see that happening with Jay. I think Jay needs to work on his promo skills. I think he needs to tighten some shit up. I would assume that he's probably going to get back with Jimmy and they're going to do another tag run. That'd be my guess, especially after what New Day said about looking for worthy opponents. I think that would be a pretty cool match at SummerSlam. I could definitely see that happening. But it was absolutely the right call to put the strap back on Gunther. And I'm very interested to see what happens with this King of the Ring tournament and to see who goes on, because you've got some names in there, like Cody is in the tournament, and it'd be really strange for him not to win it, to be perfectly honest. Like, I think he would, in the position he's in, if they really are still billing him as a top guy, he needs this more than anybody else because he has no credibility. And it's also interesting on the women's side, I forgot to mention this, they fucking threw up the brackets and completely spoiled Asuka's return, which I don't fucking get. Like, I don't understand. Like, on the men's side, there's a mystery motherfucking person in the tournament who I'm hoping is Mr. Iguana, but we'll see. But on the women's side, there's no mystery person, and they just fucking threw Asuka in there. She's been gone for over a year. And you look at the graphic, and there she is before they even announced that she's coming back. Like, what the fuck, guys? What are we doing? Who's booking this shit? Is Vinny back? What's going on? This is the part that frustrates the fuck out of me. Everything needs to matter. Everything should be planned out. Everything needs to matter. Because if it doesn't, it's all horseshit. All of it. Yeah. So, I was very unimpressed with Money in the Bank. I thought the Raw was pretty decent. Some sloppy stuff in the ring, but overall, I kind of like where they're going. I'm still not a big fan that they're going to fucking Saudi Arabia. Like, I think that's horseshit, but money's money. What are you going to do? And the R-Truth Ron killing situation is very, very interesting in that he is coming back as Ron the Truth Killings, not R-Truth, though the people wanted R-Truth, and that's who they wanted back, but that's not who they're getting. And even though that's what happened, the office is saying that this was the plan all along. Fuck you, fans. Your voice doesn't really matter. Even though Ron Killings said that your voice does matter. And it's really convoluted and it's really stupid. And you're making this way harder than it needs to be. So just give the people credit. Like, give people credit. Like, they're the whole fucking reason that he came back. He's the whole reason that he's got another fucking what, like, I don't know. He's making six figures. Like, he's making more than me, for God's sakes. It's good for Ron. Like, Hall of Famer. 1000%. But that'll be real interesting to see where that goes and to see if that gets over. And it was very interesting too, because like there's a lot of things that he said where I'm just like, this is kind of like, it started off very babyface, but like when he cut his hair and he was talking, I'm like, this is almost a heel promo. Like, what are they doing? It's going to be very interesting to see what they do going forward with him, because if he didn't put it in his contract when they re-signed him that he's getting the strap, I don't know, like, give him the strap. Like, Ron Killings and Mr. Iguana to the moon. Book him to the moon, because that's who's over right now. And because they just killed fucking Mr. Yeet. So put Mr. Iguana and the truth in there. And if you want to get yourself a piece of merchandise, you can get a piece of merchandise of this very show. Main Event Monologue. Official shirt over at tpublic.com right now. And for, I think it's like 24 hours or something like that, you're going to get yourself a discount. Only $16. 24 hours. Get yourself goddamn Main Event Monologue. If you enjoyed this show, please let us know in the comments. Please also follow us, like, and subscribe. Brainwreck TV. We normally do Brainwreck live every Wednesday. I usually have someone to banter with back and forth for this type of content, but Mr. Kevin Graham, he is over in Europe drinking all the Guinness and having all the snacks, as far as I know. And hopefully he'll be back. I think he's all over the place. Like, he's going to Europe. He's going to New York City. He's going every which way and all over the place. So you might see this back on the air next week. Also coming up on this very channel, I'm going to get myself and Blakely K back in here, and we're going to talk some Disney, because we just went to the final showing of Muppet Vision 3D, the closing. So we are going to be doing a live State of Sunshine podcast right here on Brainwreck TV. So be sure to subscribe, be sure to like, be sure to follow us on all the places, on the X, on the TikTok, on the Gram, on the Facebook, right here on YouTube. Be sure to follow us for all that. I did it. I was like, I didn't know. I didn't know if I was going to be able to go like a full hour, and we're like 5 minutes short. But goddamn, I think, like, you know, for a solo show, I think I did myself all right. But again, please let us know if this is something that you're interested in. You can also follow me specifically over on the Instagram and on the X at JasonX_9. If you're into me or what I do a lot of posts about my running journeys and things of that nature. So follow me on that. But for this week, I have been Jason X. And this has been your show.